Good morning, Gloucester. We're here with Stevie Burke and his brother Jerry, who have been carrying on the Azorean tradition of making linguiça, and what we think is probably the oldest linguiça smoked house in the Massachusetts and probably in all of the United States. So, Steve, how did you start this whole thing?
Well, it kind of comes down through the family, through the ages. My great-grandfather started to make this in 1898 in this building. And then it moved on to my grandfather, my uncle, and then I came along the line. So, and then Jerry, and hopefully my daughter will get into it because she's been helping us too a little bit once in a while.
Yeah, maybe my son.
And Jerry's son, Jeremiah.
So this is more going to be a family tradition, we hope.
That's all it is a tradition.
Yes.
What we do now is we make a lot of linguiça here at Christmas time, maybe once in a while in the summertime. And we usually wind up having a big party. What we have left over, we give away for Christmas presents and things like that. We don't sell any, but it's a very nice tradition to have. The linguiça is delicious, and I wish you could all be here.
Right, yeah. We'll invite all of Gloucester. And now, I did miss last night, you guys got the meat and you started cutting it up, and I took some photographs off.
That's right.
And now, do you use a special recipe or anything like that?
It's a recipe that's been passed down through the ages. And it's basically the same recipe that my great-grandfather used.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a guarded secret, but we try to keep it the very same way as best we can. And that's why most people that try it, that come from the Azores, say that it's authentic and it's very much like what they had at home.
Right. Now, I talked to Jerry last night, and he mentioned that you put it into some kind of sauce, and you call it vinagre.
Yes, it's the brine, the marinade, so to speak, that we use to give it the flavor that it has. We make it with all pork, and the marinade is, I mean, you can get linguiça recipes all over the place. It has, a lot of spices and vinegar and garlic and wine and all of that stuff.
And once again, it's a special recipe.
It is.
It is.
It's very special to us.
It smells like when I was a little boy with my mom and dad making linguiça at home. They would love to see this, and I'm sure. Now, Jerry also mentioned that you spoke to some gentleman out in San Jose, California.
Steve.
Steve, yeah.
He actually was on the computer.
On the computer?
It was on the internet. I noticed it yesterday. I looked up linguiça, and it came up, there were a lot of people that made it out in California. And this one fella that didn't make it, but tried to visit as many places that made it as he could. He was considered himself quite an expert on the taste of linguiça. And he said that he, had been all over the place in California. He said, but as I think back, he said the very best linguiça I ever tasted was from Gloucester, Massachusetts. Now, I don't think he got a taste of this one, but I'm sure that he might have gotten somebody's from around here.
Right. And
we all make very good linguiça.
Right. And the very special thing about this linguiça making, it's just not Portuguese. It's Azorean.
Very much
That's right.
so. Very much so. There's not as much linguiça made on the mainland as there is on the islands. So it's very much an Azorean tradition.
An Azorean tradition. And like you said, this smokehouse has been in existence since 1898.
98. And we're the fourth generation.
Wow.
Making the same recipe.
Same recipe. And you still have all these people. And you're having a big festival, I think, people coming over after you smoke it.
Yeah.
So the process now is it sits in the brine for a couple of days.
Yeah, a couple of days, 2.5 days.
And then the next process is?
We have to fill it. We'll be filling it in this room in a day or so. And on Saturday, this Saturday coming, we'll put it in the smokehouse. It'll stay in there for 2 or 3 hours, and when it comes out of there, it'll look beautiful.
Yeah, now I was surprised to hear that it was only 2 or 3 hours. It's not a long time?
No, it doesn't. Linguiça doesn't need a long time because it has a lot of flavor anyway. So
Right.
what we do in the smokehouse is just get the outside to look really nice, reddish brown color,
Right.
and just enough smoke flavor to enhance the flavor of what it already has in it. So
Right.
It's been done in here long enough, so we got it down pat.
You got it down pat. Yeah. I'm only a good eater of linguiça, not a processor.
A lot of people are.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Steve and Jerry. I really appreciate this opportunity to come down and even touch a piece of my own tradition. And thank you for carrying this on for all of Gloucester.
And Merry Christmas to you and everybody in Gloucester.
Thank you very much.